Today I'm going to do something that I have never done, give actual predictions. I'm going to give you 9 of them. We're going to discuss them. I'm going to discuss when, what's going to happen, and exactly why it's going to happen. We're going to talk about the new world that actually exists right now, and most people don't even know it. Why? Because we're in transition, and there are so many of you out there that are still focused on the doom scrolling, the media, the excuses to support that consumer world that is destructive. And there aren't any more excuses. I'm going to explain how it's being split right now. And there are millions of people going into the new world and creating it. Are you ready to be a part of that? Because you can. And when I explain right now exactly how that works, you'll realize it's a reality that exists and you can step into it. And you can absolutely turn anything in your life around because you don't have to live in that old world. Let's talk about my 9 predictions. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube. I'm here to help you break through the fears because it is a lower frequency and it's a made-up story. Fear has its place here on a dense planet, but it is not necessary in a new world because there will never be any threats, only challenges that will continue. So I'm going to talk about something real. We talked in the last video about distractions that are going to keep you in a third world. We talk about rendering new realities. Federico Fagin has discussed this. As a scientist, he created the microprocessor. Very smart man, went into awakened state and realized that we are actually choosing realities that exist right now. Everyone now is in this position. Yes, there are lessons to be learned. Those will continue, but you'll see them completely different. They will not be obstacles anymore. Yes, you have to pay your bills and you have health issues. I know this. But what you focus on creates the new reality. The rendering comes into your 3D space and the events, the right people will show up. The fear will block you. And we're going to talk about how you can move past it and participate in a world that millions of people are right now. In fact, my last video, I proved to you the actual movements happening right now that are building it. Maybe you're addicted to the pain and struggle. You don't know what to do if you're not worrying. Well, we can handle that too. So we're going to talk about what's actually coming next for humanity. And I have 9 predictions, and some of them are going to sound impossible until you realize we're already living in the beginning of them. In fact, many of them are already showing up. And I'm going to tell you when they're actually going to appear. Number 1, you've probably heard this and seen a few of these things show up with proof, archaeologists, and now science, our origins. We are going to find out, and I believe in a very short period of time, maybe next couple of years, we're already hearing this, our true origins are not what you think they are. We're not just humans, and we're not from here alone. Other planets, other dimensions, and part of our own evolution are not separate from us. Edgar Cayce did past life readings for people, and many, many times he talked about other planetary beings that were very much a part of civilizations, including the Mayans. They were here, made themselves known, and let's face it, how many times have we seen pictures depicted on cave walls and beyond? They have been here. Why did they leave? They cannot infringe on free will. We are part of what they have created. We're going to talk more about there. We are a created species. Free will is the curriculum. They couldn't interfere with that, and there was a time when they had to bug out after they taught us a few things. It's not a side effect. You get to create your free will curriculum. In other words, you get to create whatever you want right now. Do you want to be a part of that new world? I'm going to talk to you about how to do this because free will is the evolution game, and you're here to do that. Now, we have a few versions of ourselves, and we've been wiped out before because we really weren't evolving. But this species, this is the time now. And so we either recognize what we are or we stay in density and perish, but that is an individual choice. You are not an accident. You were created with intention, and free will is how you were designed to learn. You are not an accident. We are intentional, and we are not separate from the very beings that we see out there. In fact, we're a combination of many of them. The details of that are going to be revealed more and more as we become more comfortable with the fact that it really makes sense. Number 2, contact comes with conditions. So why aren't they showing up? We shoot them down. We're firing off at them. We're a very violent species, and they know it, and they are overseeing us because they are a part of us. And when we're ready, that's not only going to be revealed, but they are going to make contact with us in a different way than they are now. They're making themselves seen more and more. We're getting used to the fact that they're there. Many people are seeing them, and then other people have been on craft before. And before you wouldn't even be able to talk about it, and now we're realizing this is just too big for us to ignore it. So ETs have been here the whole time. Call them extraterrestrials, beings of other planets, and also of other dimensions. They are part of our evolution today. This is why so many of us look so different. If we came from just one human species, wouldn't we all pretty much look the same, have the same skin color? Hello, McFly. Their interaction right now isn't a future event, it's an ongoing relationship. But open contact only happens at a frequency match. Peaceful, giving. They will not appear for a species still armed with fear. They appear for the frequency of agape, of giving. When we go into that frequency, we will be invited into the galactic neighborhood that's just waiting for us to catch up and will not pollute their progress of advancement. Yes, there's some of them that really don't care about us, and I don't blame them. They're just not emotional like we are. They don't have fear. They don't have the kind of emotions that we do that cause us to value our own lives over others. We've talked about hoarding and protecting ourselves, and that means that you value food for yourself over another person's life. I want you to think good and hard about that. When we stop thinking that way as separate, and the community gardens that you're going to build welcome everyone, we will go into communities, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. Do you feel the higher frequency? That's the frequency they're waiting for. If you feel you're going to go into it without fear, they're going to show up and reveal things that they did in the beginning of mankind and woman, and that were the tools, the technology, and the wisdom that existed for us then exists now. They will introduce advancement when we stop being babies playing with matches. We're not there yet. That's when the timing comes in. When's it going to happen, Landria? When we stop acting like yin yangs. That means you have a responsibility. Now, here's another big one. The financial system dissolves. The current financial system is not permanent. It will dissolve and it will be replaced by shared wealth. So we're worried about the systems collapsing. Is it really working for you? It's really working for a very small percentage of people. Wealth will be distributed because others will step into power that want wealth for all. When we place others first, and that's the frequency we have to go into to earn these predictions, it will come to pass. That's why you see it starting to dissolve, because some people are just not playing the game anymore. The credit game and the interest game and being told you have a credit score that values you in society, it's all going to be dissolved. Why? Because there's abundance for everyone. And when people are abundant, they flourish, they're more productive. There are those that understand this, and that rewards in a most positive way create a strong and abundant community for all people. I'm going to repeat this because some of you are fearing this. The current financial system is not permanent. It will dissolve and it will be replaced by shared wealth. There are those right now working on the replacement that provides the shared wealth. So it looks like it's just going to collapse and we're going to have really craziness out there, and that's not going to be the case. Other methods and systems will replace the ones that don't work now. There are highly powerful, smart, and caring people in places that you never hear of already working on that. I assure you that. It may take you by surprise, but they're not running around telling everybody. They don't need to, because there are those in lower frequencies that would love to make sure that doesn't happen. They have no power over what's happening right now, as long as we refuse to play the game. Your attention on the new world is going to determine whether or not these things come to pass in your lifetime. Why? The more you focus on anything negative, the more you participate in it, you're entangled in it. This is science, and you create it, and you keep it in the loop of poverty, poor little me, blame, look at what they're doing. It has to stop today. So I know this sounds destabilizing. This isn't collapse as punishment, it's collapse as correction. This isn't the end of abundance, it's the end of scarcity being manufactured. There are things that, again, will replace it, If you start listening, you'll actually hear about it more and more, and it's all good. Shared wealth replaces scarcity. If this is resonating, I want you to know I built a webinar, a course through exactly how to prepare energetically for this shift. There's a link that'll pop up and one in the description. It's called Free Inspiration. You have to learn to move past the fear, because when you see these things happening, you will go into fear, you'll fuel it, you stay there. We have to focus on what's going over here, explore it, open ourselves up to it, and know that you can be abundant right now. You can be healthy. All of this is possible. So if you say, Landria, I have problems, I'll say, yeah, I know. And that's what you're focused on. This is one of the things that's going to happen that I'm going to predict that's going to pull you out of that. All right, there is a coming shift in power. People are demanding peace, equal sharing, and respect for this planet. And governments will not survive that ignore that demand. There are those coming into power that truly care about the people, our health, and what we're doing to our planet. What's happening out there now, we have no tolerance for. Focus on the creative and the expansion and those who are speaking up in ways we have never heard before. That shift is coming very soon. The people will demand the shift, and that shift comes with your action. No longer supporting the toxins, the animal abuse, how we treat our planet, polluting. And if you're using plastic, you're part of the problem. You got to live it now. Sorry, no excuses. That's old world programming. If you're saying it, you will live there. You're going to stay there. It will never change. You have to make a conscious effort. We will have and are already developing new communities and technology for good. That's already happening. Technology is powerful. There's nothing wrong with technology. It's how we use it and how we program it. The evil part people talk about, it's humans using it in a way that is not good for all of us. New communities are going to form around resonance, not geography. It's going to be about art. We'll have artistic communities, communities that love technology, have shared values, and communities will barter with one another. They'll have exchanges of foods, technology, healings, art, all kinds of goods and services. We're going to celebrate that. These communities will be focused on creativity and expansion, improvements, and will respect others and our planet. When we have community gardens, it won't be for me and our peeps, and we're going to protect it. That's the lowest frequency you can go on. It will be for all people, and all will be welcome and fed. And there'll be many of those communities. There will never be lack because the focus is of sharing and caring for all peoples. That is a mindset, and you have to go into it to experience it. Technology will become a tool of uplifting, not control. Technology will be used for massive good because the people building it are being built differently. There is a different mentality behind the technology that's going to use it and give it away free so that we are not changed to destruction to our planet and having to pay for it that keeps other people wealthy. Built on resonance, not geography, and that's going to pull our planet together. The ego will still fight. I can't sugarcoat this. 3D ego thinkers will keep battling for power and control, and that doesn't stop. What stops is your permission to be pulled into their fear-based noise. If you're watching it, then that's going to be your world. Do you have better things to do at that time? Create. Find your communities, your people, even if it's online. New thinkers will not fund their fear. You will not be purchasing anything that they make, and you'll put them out of business. You will not eat fast food. You will not eat anything that comes from an animal that was abused. You will stop using plastics in every possible situation and choice that you have, because if you are still drinking out plastic bottles, you're poisoning yourself, your children, and our planet. You have to stop participating in it. It may be inconvenient for you, but there are those giving us options. I assure you right now, everything that you're struggling with, there is an option, a higher, better one that will turn your life around. It exists right now. It is not a future event. Stop waiting for that event because you're telling the quantum field it's something that'll happen in the future that somebody else does for me, and you're not going into empowerment. We're going to go into mastering our powers. We're already doing that. We have the ability to do things that were once unbelievable. We can move objects. We can create events. As long as you are not infringing on free will, you can create pretty much anything. You can heal yourself. You can bring abundance into your life and use it for good. Somebody said they didn't want to be wealthy, and I said, great. Imagine what you could do with it. In fact, there are billionaires right now creating these new companies and platforms that are going to be sharing, caring communities that are going to take us to the next level, and they're going to fund it. Nothing's in stone, and you and I render this together, prediction by prediction, choice by choice. No, it is done. So that leaves me for the last statement, and that is our powers exist right now. We only have to recognize it. It is not something we develop in the future. We've been walking around with it the whole time. We must dissolve the illusion in our own personal minds, because whatever you believe and think is true. Everything's true and everything exists right now. All of these things that I just told you exist, and all we have to do is live it. So that means you actually have to know it, live it, and be it. You cannot be focused on this over here that's negative and fuel it. It's an old world. It's made up. It's illusion. It is negative, and we're done with it. The learning is done. What are the teachings? Challenges will come. We handle them a completely different way, from love and compassion, no more blame, and saying, what can I learn from this and who can I help? Because that's where we're going to get the real satisfaction and self-importance, because you are important. You're going to get that self-worth from helping others, from placing others first. And from that, we create an entire community of love and giving. So buckle up. It's going to be disturbing for some of you who've relied on that world and were not willing to focus on anything new because you were comfortable. What's going to happen is many of you will get shook up so that it becomes uncomfortable, to push you to make the change. Don't wait till that happens. Start making the change now. Go into abundance in a way that helps others, that improves this planet, and let go of the other that's making you miserable and sick. Go into the positive thinking, the giving, the loving, and opening up your heart. And that is when you go into that space, you're connecting to a power that responds immediately. And that is, you're going into love. And this is what you will receive 10 times, 100 times, whatever you place out there. Focus completely on that every day. How can I serve? How can I contribute to the new world? Because that's where I want to live. And what do I need to listen to? What do I need to shut down? What do I need to change in my life, physically, emotionally, to live in a world where we never have to struggle or suffer again? And that includes you today. It's not October 2026. And if anything happens that day, it's only because you and I created it through our transition into a newer, higher thought pattern, beliefs, and choice. We're going to have visitations, but not until we're ready, because it's going to be a nice one. And don't you believe anything that's negative, because that is still the old world. They cannot interfere with free will. And yes, the lower ones exist. They have no power over you. You cannot shine darkness into the light, but you can obliterate darkness with light. You have to stay on that level, and nothing can touch you, because everything is equal and everything is source. So how can it interfere with what you truly are, unless you go into fear and you believe it, and then you render it and you create it? Start recognizing that it's all right here. You're doing it. Try a few things. Watch those thoughts, because I desire for you to recognize that power and know that you'll create this new world like Dolores Cannon, Edgar Cayce said, Nostradamus, and all of those cataclysmic events never have to happen. Some of them will, because we've already put these things in motion. We're going to work through them as challenges to pull us together. Guess what happens in lower frequencies? They take each other out. They do not place others first. If you live in that world, you have zero chance of living a fulfilled, loving life, if surviving at all. And we're not going to go into that space unless you choose it. We're in it. It's developing. It's going to make itself known more and more. And we're going to celebrate it, my friend. Start celebrating right now. Imagine it. Know it's there. Send your light and love and say, what can I change in my life right now? My book here explains exactly what we're going through. And I have free webinars for you down in the description. It says free inspiration on my website. And I want you to know that everything you create, that feels negative or fearful, it's a story that you created, not somebody else. I invite you to join me. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. I hope you'll subscribe, share my videos, and let people know it's happening now. People, events, things, abundance that you never imagined possible. You'll celebrate it. You're going to share it and know we're here. It's happening. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. That's from the Master Key System. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.